All right, ready to dive in? Today we're looking at some brand new AI and ML research papers, straight from ArcSys.
Oh, yeah, hot off the press stuff before peer review.
Yeah, so we're talking about some pretty mind-blowing stuff. AI piloting fighter jets, algorithms learning from their own mistakes, even AI systems that could end up working together. Or against each other, who knows?
A lot of really interesting applications coming out across so many different fields. It's pretty remarkable.
Absolutely. So let's start with these AI fighter pilots. I was looking at a paper about deep reinforcement learning with something called explainable AI for air combat.
Oh, yeah, the explainable part of that is really interesting. You know how AI can be a black box, getting the results but no idea how it got there?
Right, right.
Well, this is different. They're trying to make the AI's decision-making process transparent.
Well, yeah, especially with air combat, you'd kind of want to know why the AI is making certain decisions, right?
Absolutely, and it feeds into that whole ethical question of autonomous weapons systems. If an AI is making life or death decisions in combat, we need to understand the how behind those decisions.
Makes you wonder if we're headed towards drone swarms controlled by AI instead of human pilots up there dogfighting.
Yeah, it's a real possibility. Raises a lot of questions. But how about we switch gears from the battlefield to something a little more fun, AI learning to play games?
Oh yeah, you remember when Deep Blue beat Kasparov at chess? That was huge back then.
Right, and what they're doing now is even more impressive. And one of the papers we looked at is about reflection of episodes. Basically, instead of learning just from expert gameplay, this AI analyzes its own past games, like its own wins and losses, to improve its strategies.
So it's like the AI is its own coach, going back and reviewing footage to see what worked and what didn't.
Exactly, and that ability to learn from experience without needing all that human input is a huge area of research. Allows AI to become adaptable, handle complex situations.
There was also that paper on multi-agent actor credit generative AI. Sounds pretty complicated.
It is, but super fascinating. It's about making AI systems that can not only learn by themselves, but also learn from each other.
So like a bunch of AI bots in a game, all evolving together.
Yeah, and then think about all the potential applications like in financial markets. Imagine a bunch of AI agents analyzing trends, making predictions, even learning from each other's strategies.
So Wall Street, but everyone is a super intelligent AI trader. Would the market be more predictable or more chaotic?
Well, that's what the researchers are trying to figure out. But the takeaway is that we're moving beyond just individual AI systems and into these interconnected networks of AI.
Right, right. Okay, let's talk about LLMs. Large language models like ChatGPT.
Yeah, ChatGPT is the one everyone's heard, but people think of them as just fancy text generators, but they're being used for so much more than that.
Oh yeah. Like what?
Well, there's one called Smart LM designed to audit smart contracts, look for security vulnerabilities, huge for the blockchain and crypto world. Security is everything there.
Yeah, an AI bodyguard for your digital assets.
Exactly. And then there's this thing called the barren plateau problem. Basically, it's when AI models get stuck during training, they just aren't learning well. But LLMs can help overcome this, smooth out the learning process, make training way more efficient.
So not only doing cool things themselves, but helping other AI systems learn better.
Exactly. And then we saw a web phishing net, an LLM-based system that can catch phishing attacks in real time.
Ah, like a super sophisticated spam filter. Pretty important as we spend more time online, right?
Absolutely. But all of this leads to a big question. How much can we trust these systems?
Right. I mean, we don't want AI making decisions we can't understand or decisions with consequences we didn't foresee.
Right. And that takes us to our next big topic, trying to understand how AI works, especially as it gets more powerful and integrated into our lives. Back for more.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Still thinking about all those AI applications we talked about. Personalized medicine, self-driving cars. It's really something.
And we're just scratching the surface. In this part, we're going to look at even more research, AI tackling super complex mathematical puzzles, robots that learn by watching us, even AI composing music.
AI writing music? Okay, now I got to hear this.
Well, you're in luck because it's on the list. But first, let's talk math. AI is now helping mathematicians solve some seriously tough problems.
Okay, math and I, we're not exactly best friends, but I'm listening.
So there's this puzzle game. It's called Slant or Gokigen Na-name. It's all about diagonal lines on a grid, and it's what they call NP-complete, which basically means it gets way harder to solve as the grid gets bigger.
So like trying to solve a Sudoku puzzle the size of a billboard.
Pretty much. And even supercomputers struggle with that, but AI is doing surprisingly well at finding solutions.
So it's like AI is cracking the code of these really hard math problems. But is it just finding answers? Or is it helping mathematicians actually understand the problems better?
It's kind of both. These AI algorithms can see patterns, find solutions that humans might miss, and that can lead to new insights, even new math theories.
So AI is like a partner for mathematicians, pushing the boundaries of what we know.
A pretty powerful partnership. But let's move on from abstract math to robots. We've seen incredible progress lately in AI-powered robots.
Robots are always cool, but what's really new and exciting?
There's this paper about teaching robots with augmented reality using a system called RAMPA, which is, well, robotic augmented reality for machine programming by demonstration.
Okay, that's a mouthful. So basically, instead of writing code, you're showing the robot what to do using AR.
Exactly. You put on an AR headset, demonstrate a task like putting together furniture. The robot, with its sensors and AI, watches and learns from your movements.
That makes robot programming so much easier for anyone, even if you don't know a thing about coding.
It's a huge step towards user-friendly robots that can adapt to all sorts of tasks. And speaking of adapting, there's this other paper on Legato. It's cross-embodiment imitation using a grasping tool.
I'm sensing a theme here, robots learning by imitation. So what's special about Legato?
This one focuses on robots learning to use tools by watching humans. You know, like how a kid learns to use a spoon. It applies that to robots, but with a whole lot more sophistication.
So you could have a robot learning to use a screwdriver or a welding torch just by watching a human expert.
That's the goal. Imagine the applications. Robots working with humans in all kinds of places. Factories, hospitals, construction sites. Learning on the job.
Like having a robot apprentice that keeps getting better by watching you.
Now, how about robots working in really challenging environments, like on the moon? We saw a paper on that. Logistics analysis for lunar post-mission disposal.
Okay, less glamorous than robot apprentices. What's that all about?
Well, as we explore the moon, other planets, we got to figure out what to do with all the equipment we leave behind, all the waste.
Space junk, but on the moon.
Yeah, and this research uses AI to figure out how to dispose of it all, minimizing the impact on the environment, making space exploration more sustainable.
So AI helping us be responsible space explorers as we go further out there. Pretty cool. Okay, let's talk music. I'm really curious about this AI and music stuff.
Yeah, there's some interesting research on how AI is playing a role in composing and understanding music.
Can AI really write music that's as good as what humans can do?
That's a tough question, one that's still up for debate. But there's no doubt that AI is making its mark on the music world.
One of the papers I saw was about something called Art Mentor, an AI that can actually judge artwork. Could AI really become like an art critic?
It could happen. Art Mentor uses these big, powerful language models to analyze both the visual and textual parts of art. So it can give feedback on things like composition, technique, even the emotions it evokes.
So like an AI art professor that critiques your work and gives you pointers.
Pretty much. Some artists might not like the idea, but others see it as a tool to push their creativity further, explore new possibilities.
Definitely make you think about the role of AI in the creative process, but what about actually composing music? Did you see any research on that?
We did. There's this paper from Code to Canvas that's focused on AI generating visual art. But the same ideas can be used for music. We're seeing AI systems write everything from pop songs to orchestral scores.
That's wild. But is it really creativity if it's an algorithm? Or just a really good imitation?
That's a big philosophical debate. But whether it's real creativity or not, AI is changing how we make and experience music.
It's like a whole new era of musical exploration, with AI as the guide.
Okay, hold on tight, because now we're diving into quantum physics. Might seem like a weird jump, but AI and quantum mechanics are actually coming together in some pretty cool ways.
Okay, you got my attention.
So one paper looks at how AI can help design quantum experiments. Quantum mechanics is super complex, hard to wrap your head around. AI can help researchers navigate that world, find promising experiments, analyze tons of data.
So AI is like a tool for exploring the quantum realm, helping us unlock the secrets of the universe.
Exactly. And then there's quantum computers. They could revolutionize computing, but they're really hard to build and control.
Quantum computers still sound like sci-fi to me.
They're complex, but they're becoming more real every day. And AI is helping make that happen. One paper we saw uses AI to actually control these quantum computers, reduce errors, improve performance.
So AI is like the conductor of the quantum orchestra.
Great analogy. And think about the potential. Quantum computers could lead to huge breakthroughs in medicine, materials, science, even AI itself.
AI helps build quantum computers, which then lead to even more advanced AI. It's kind of a mind-blowing loop.
Let's step back from the quantum stuff and talk about something a bit more grounded. Cybersecurity. Our lives are more digital than ever, and protecting our data is super important.
Cybersecurity is a big deal, for sure. Seems like there's a new data breach every week.
It's a constant battle, but AI is a powerful tool in that fight.
Okay, tell me how AI is taking on cybercrime.
Well, we saw this paper on software security in software-defined networking. Basically, software-defined networking lets you manage network traffic in a more flexible way. But it also creates new vulnerabilities hackers can take advantage of.
So it's like having a more agile network, but also more points of attack.
Exactly. And that's what AI comes in. It can analyze network traffic, spot suspicious activity, and respond to it before it causes any real damage.
Like an AI security guard, always watching out for trouble.
And AI and cybersecurity goes way beyond just networks. We also saw research on AI catching phishing attacks, analyzing malware, even predicting future cyber attacks based on past data.
So it's like a crystal ball for cybersecurity, giving us a glimpse into the future of threats.
It's a constant arms race, but AI is giving us an edge. All right, let's switch gears again. Healthcare.
Healthcare is changing rapidly, and AI seems to be right at the center of it. What are you most excited about?
There's this paper, Medical Image Classification with CAN integrated transformers and dilated neighborhood attention. It's about using AI to analyze medical images, X-rays, CT scans, MRIs, to find diseases earlier and more accurately.
So AI gives doctors a second opinion, helps them see things they might miss.
Exactly. AI can process so much visual information, pick up on tiny details that might signal a problem, especially important for things like cancer, where early detection is key.
Like an AI detective working with doctors to find clues in those medical images.
And it's not just images. We saw research on Cardiac Mamba, a system for remote monitoring of vital signs, using AI.
What does that even mean? Remote physiological measurement.
It means using AI to track things like heart rate, blood pressure, even sleep patterns, remotely, without needing all that bulky equipment.
So your smartwatch could track all that health data, and AI could analyze it and warn you or your doctor if something's wrong.
That's the idea. It could change telehealth completely, make personalized care more proactive and accessible.
It's like having a health coach on your wrist, always looking out for you.
So that wraps up part 2. We covered a lot: math, robots, music, healthcare.
Wow, it's been a wild ride. I can't wait for the final part.
In part 3, we'll zoom out even further, talk about the big trends in AI, what's next for AI agents, how AI is changing education and jobs, and of course, all the ethical questions we need to think about.
Sounds like a perfect way to end our AI adventure. Can't wait. All right, final part of our AI deep dive. We've seen AI doing some amazing things, but where is it all headed? What's the big picture?
Yeah, now we're going to look at the broader trends in AI, the stuff that's shaping the future, like the rise of AI agents. Imagine AI systems that can actually act on their own out in the real world, making decisions based on their goals.
So not just following instructions, but learning is adapting.
Right, like a self-driving car, that's a type of AI agent, but with a very specific goal, get you from A to B. Now imagine an AI agent that can manage an entire city's power grid, optimize energy use, react to changes in real time.
Whoa, that's a big jump. Could be incredibly useful, especially with all the challenges we're facing, like climate change.
Huge potential, but there are risks too. One paper we looked at talks about AI agents manipulating financial markets.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, these systems could get so smart that they exploit loopholes, trigger these unpredictable events like a flash crash but caused by AI.
With great power, right? We need to be careful how we design and control these AI agents.
Big time. Regulation and oversight are going to be crucial. Let's switch gears a bit, talk about education. AI is going to completely change how we learn and teach.
I'm all for that, as long as it's for the better.
Well, we're seeing these personalized learning platforms using AI. They can adapt to each student, provide custom instruction and feedback.
So every student gets their own AI tutor, basically, helps them learn at their own pace.
Exactly. And teachers can use AI to automate stuff like grading, frees them up to do what they do best, mentoring, providing that human connection.
AI empowers both students and teachers, creates a better learning environment for everyone.
But it's important to remember AI should help human teachers, not replace them. That human element is still so important.
Finding that right balance, using AI to improve things without losing that human touch.
Now, how about something even deeper? Can AI teach us about intelligence itself?
Okay, now we're getting philosophical.
Well, think about it. By studying AI, how it learns, solves problems, even gets creative, we might learn more about our own brains.
It's like looking in a mirror, seeing ourselves reflected in these machines.
Exactly. And the more we know about AI, the more we might understand what it really means to be intelligent, to be human. But let's get back to the real world for a minute. What about jobs?
Yeah, the big question everyone's asking, are robots going to steal our jobs?
It's more complicated than that. Some jobs will be automated, that's true. But AI will also create new jobs, whole new industries.
So jobs will change, evolve. We need to adapt, learn new skills that work with AI, not against it.
Exactly. Things like creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, these are the skills that will become even more important.
We need to work with AI. See it as a tool that helps us achieve more than we could on our own.
And last but not least, the ethical side of AI. As it gets more powerful, we got to make sure it's used responsibly, for the benefit of everyone.
It's a big responsibility. We have to get this right.
We need to think about bias, fairness, transparency, accountability. What kind of future do we want to create with this technology? Those are the questions we need to be asking.
Big questions for sure. But this has been an amazing journey. Learned a lot about AI, that's for sure. Thanks for taking us through all of this.
My pleasure. The future of AI is still unfolding, and we all have a part to play in shaping it.